Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Riande, and I know I didn't post last week, but that's because I was working really hard on this video, which is going to be a two-part video, so I'm not going to talk really long in this intro, but it's going to be my review, and I'll show you guys like pictures and videos from my EF Ultimate Break trip, and it was the Costa Rica and Panama adventure trip. So let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the pros and cons, just in case that's all you want to know about, you know, this company or this trip. But first I want to say that this video is not sponsored by anyone, not by the shirt that I'm wearing, not by EF Ultimate Break. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Other than Jesus. Nah, but I have your notes, computer, I got everything. So pros, there's for me personally, there's a lot of pros, and for this trip specifically there was a little bit of cons, not that much. Okay, so the first pro I think would be that for me, I don't really like planning. Planning takes a lot of time and effort, so with this company everything is planned for you and you get a lot of free time. Even though like this trip that I took was very jam-packed, we still had, you know, free time to do whatever you wanted. Okay, so another pro is that you wouldn't be able to do some of the things that your tour director puts together or EF Ultimate Break puts together on your own. So you'll see like, or you'll hear, I'll tell you of like some examples with like in this video of things that we did that I don't think, you know, I could have did on my own if I went on this trip by myself. It's also like a safe way to travel if it's your first time out of the country, or if you're not sure, or if you don't like being by yourself in another country. It's a very safe way to travel. Like there's gonna be pickpocketers, or that's how you pickpocketers? Is that how you say it? Let me know. I don't know. There's always going to be those in like literally every tourist city that you go to, but like you're going to be with, you know, a whole group of people, and if you know how to secure your belongings, you shouldn't have that problem anyways. So like I'm going to explain later on in the video, flight, airport transfers, transportation to excursions, transportations to, you know, different cities, another country. If you're going to another country, that's all included within the price that you pay. And another pro is that you pay over time and there's no interest. So you only have to pay $150 to like, that's your deposit to secure your spot for that trip, and then you pay over time and there's no interest. So that's amazing, because you know everybody be trying to charge people extra nowadays. Another pro is that you travel with like-minded people. So if you have friends that don't want to go to another country or have no interest on going to another country, get out the trash. So if you have friends, oh my god. So if you have friends that are like not interested in going to another country, or they're not like, they just don't want to travel, or they just don't have the money, but you do, and you don't want to wait for them, honestly, because if you wait on your friends, you ain't going nowhere. Okay, you ain't going nowhere. So that's one of the reasons why I booked this trip, and it was like my birthday trip, and I had the time of my life. You meet like-minded people that's, you know, traveling because they want to travel and they want to know more about the cities that they're going to. And another pro is that you get a private Facebook group that I'm going to explain later on in the video, but so you get to meet and interact with the people that you're going to travel with before you even get on the trip. So it's not going to be as awkward, because when I went on my trip personally, I recognized people on my flight. I recognized people, you know, in the airport, and like we started talking like as soon as we got there, because we already met on the Facebook group and we were already like interacting with each other on the Facebook group. So now we're going to move on to the cons of EF and my trip personally. I think this goes for like anywhere that you go, but cliques will form. So don't feel like you're not going to be alone, really, because cliques naturally form. People like naturally gravitate towards people that they like feel more connected to, and that's okay, because you will find your own clique too, honestly. Another con, well, it depends on who you are, so it could be a con for you or it couldn't be. You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to like get your day started, because like I said, or like I'm going to say in this video, like your days are going to be pretty jam-packed with activities. Like you're going to be constantly on the go, so that could be a con for you, it could not be, it's up to you. The last con I do have is that the trips are expensive, so it does cost more, but to me they're like totally worth it. From my experience that I had, it was totally worth it. Like obviously if I did this trip on my own, it would be less expensive, but I personally would not feel comfortable going to 2 different countries, crossing the border, doing all that by myself, because I'm not gonna wait on my friends to go on a trip, you know? So it's expensive, but I think you get what you're paying for, and it's an amazing experience. So I'm actually gonna go through the full itinerary. So if you go on their website and you like search for Costa Rica and Panama adventure, you're gonna see the itinerary, and I'm gonna go through that entire itinerary, show you pics and videos from each day that I got. And you can also see more on my Instagram, because I took more videos on my Instagram and put it on my like my highlights. So I have highlights from the entire trip on my Instagram. You can go check it out. I'll post the link somewhere over here, I don't know, it'll be on the screen. So like I said before, I took the Costa Rica and Panama adventure, and I took it in June of 2018. So it's almost been a year, guys. It's almost been a year. So I booked my flight in December of 2017, and I had that entire time to pay for it. So when I booked the trip, I only paid the $150 security deposit, and that's to hold your spot, and then you'll be able to pay over time up until I think like a month before you leave. So I left from Atlanta, and I was like so nervous and so like excited at the same time, because it was like my first time going out of the country by myself. Like even though it's a group tour, you're still going like by yourself. You're gonna make friends on the trip, but you like initially start off by yourself. So this trip was 14 days long, and you went to 5 different cities in 2 countries. So I'm gonna start off from day 1. Okay, so day 1, I flew from Atlanta and I landed in San Jose, Costa Rica, and our tour director was there like waiting. So you're not lost in the airport or trying to find someone in the airport, because they'll have signs, and then you also get like a private Facebook group, so you can like communicate with your fellow travelers that's going to be on the trip, and you can communicate with the tour director. And we also like created like a WhatsApp group so we can communicate. So once we got to the airport, it was like really easy to find them, and we weren't like running around, you know, trying to find someone. So once you're out of the airport and you go to the hotel, you get like airport transfers. So if you book a flight with EF, you will get an airport transfer. But if you don't book a flight through them, you're gonna have to find your own way from the airport to the hotel. So I would just save yourself like that hassle and that headache, and just go ahead and just book the flight with them. And most times it's like cheaper to book with them anyways, so you might as well just go ahead and do that. So in San Jose, Costa Rica, we stayed in the Aurola Holiday Inn downtown San Jose. I'll put it down here so you guys can pronounce it for me, okay? Let me know in the comments. But that's where we stayed, and I'll insert like any pictures and videos I have from that day. But it was like a really like beautiful hotel. Everything was nice and clean. We had like a very good view of the city, and it was like close to everything. So you can walk to like convenience stores, you can walk to like a park that was like across the street from the hotel, you can walk to restaurants, and it was just so beautiful. So the first day is really just meeting people that's coming in and just exploring San Jose if you wanted to. Okay, now day 2, the itinerary says whitewater rafting, and that's exactly what we did. Whitewater rafting, guys, oh my gosh. So I believe the whitewater rafting excursion is included in the price. it's like literally the second day and I'm already doing whitewater rafting. Like, I've never done this before, and I was just like so nervous and so excited. I'm like, what if I fall in this water? What if I fall in this river? And the water is like moving so fast. But it was like really exciting to try something new, and I really loved that. And everything was like organized perfectly. Like, everything was just perfect. So so something that you wouldn't be able to get on your own is, our tour director knew like this local guy who rescued like animals in Costa Rica, like wild animals, because in Costa Rica you're not allowed to have zoos or like have certain animals, well, most animals really, as pets. They believe in like letting animals like be in the wild, and I really love that. So this guy is like a local guy, and he rescues animals and like take care of them and then releases them back into the wild. So something that EF did, or our tour director did, was we met him, and we met like a sloth, like a baby sloth that he rescued, and the baby sloth was blind. I'll insert a picture here, but he was so cute. But that's something that you wouldn't be able to do if you went like to Costa Rica by yourself. And after the whitewater rafting tour, we had lunch, which was included like at the venue, and it was like so good, so good. And then we went back to the hotel and stuff. When you get back to the hotel, you had time to like shower and change and like kind of have a little free time. But then we had like a welcome mixer later that night, and that's also on the itinerary, and that's where you officially meet everyone, and that's like when you officially start your vacation. And we actually went to our tour director's like family restaurant, and guys, it was like their home that they turned into a restaurant, and it was like so good. We had shots, and mind you, this dinner is included. So you had breakfast at the hotel included, lunch for this day was included, and also the dinner, welcome dinner, was included as well. Okay, so day 3, we traveled to Punta Arenas region, and so now we're leaving San Jose, and on the way to Punta Arenas region, we stopped at the Tarcolos River for like a private boat cruise, and I've seen like the biggest crocodiles I've ever seen in my life, and once again they're like in the wild, and it was just so cool. So that was included, and then we went on to our zipline excursion, and I literally booked this zipline excursion probably like a few days before I left, because I was so nervous and I didn't know if I really wanted to do it, because I like adventure, but I don't like to like risk my life, you know what I mean? So I went on the zipline excursion, and literally, let me show you guys, like we're like on the sky ride to like go up to the top, and everybody's looking around, everybody's like, you know, so excited. I'm excited, so I'm like literally sitting like this and just looking like this. I'm not looking down, I'm not looking to the side, I'm like this, okay, because I was so scared, y'all. I was like so scared. But so ziplining was amazing. They chose a beautiful location. I do not remember the name where we went, but it was a beautiful location. You can see the ocean, all the trees. My first time going on that first line, y'all, my heart beating out of my chest, but it was so fun. I definitely recommend going on the zipline excursion, and that is an additional, that is not included in the price for the trip. So after the zipline excursion, we also we went to check into our new hotel, which is the Hotel Amapola. And then once we checked into the hotel, you had the night to do, you know, whatever you want, explore the city, or literally do whatever you want. Now, day 4, we went to Manuel Antonio Park. Beautiful. And so to get to the actual beach, you had to go like on a little hike through the park, and that's what we did. And we also had like a local tour guide, and he like specializes in like spotting sloths like high up in the trees, and he had a telescope, and we like got the chance to look into the telescope and like see the sloths just chilling, you know, hanging around or whatever. And that was really cool. So after we went through like the little hike, we went to the beach, and the beach was so beautiful, so beautiful. But like once we got there, it was like a lot of monkeys, because like we're going into like their habitat in their home, so there's like a whole bunch of monkeys everywhere, and they were cute, but you gotta be careful with them. So I think I was done taking pictures, I was in the water and I got out. I was gonna put down my phone or something. I don't know. I don't remember what. But I look, and this lady is like sleeping. She's sleeping on the beach, right? And this monkey goes into her purse, and takes her sunscreen. The monkey goes into the lady's purse and takes her sunscreen. Like, what? So after the beach, we had like a lot of time to spend on the beach, take pictures, get in the water, and just enjoy beautiful Costa Rica. After that, we went to El Avion restaurant, and I'll insert pictures and videos like always. It was just so beautiful. Like, it's an airplane restaurant. The restaurant is in an airplane, and it's like it's really famous, and I'm so glad we got the chance to go there and eat. The food was good, the view beautiful, but go ahead and go on my Instagram. I'll link it again. I'll put it on the screen again, so you can go. I created like highlights, like I said before, and on my Costa Rica one, you can see more footage of this day and my whole trip basically. All right, so day 5, we traveled to Boquete, Panama. Okay, so before we got to Boquete, on the way from there on the bus, we stopped at something that you also cannot do without EF. I mean, I guess you can, but it would take more effort and more resources to do that. But we stopped at a local school to like donate school supplies, and we actually planned this before we even got on the plane to start this trip within our Facebook group. So we donated like school supplies to a local school, and that was an awesome experience. Just, you know, we went into the classroom, we like interacted with the kids, played soccer. It was just so fun, and I'm really grateful and thankful that I had the opportunity to donate and do something while I was in Costa Rica. Now, crossing the border was a long experience. Very long experience. Okay. It was a long process, but like our tour director was there the entire time to make sure that we got there like in and out, even though it did take a long time because we are entering into a new country. One tip I do have, if you do decide to do this trip, is to pack light. Pack light, like carry on or just one suitcase and a backpack maybe, but make sure the suitcase that you bring is like easy to like roll around and lug around, because you're gonna have to, when we got off the bus in Costa Rica, we had to like, you know, drag our luggage across the border, go through the whole border process, immigration process, and then, I mean, the other bus was waiting for us on the other side of the border, but we had to walk with our luggage to the border, get all that taken care of. So I would suggest you pack light or pack one suitcase. Don't do like some other travelers that was with us and bring like your whole house, because you're gonna have to carry that. Like nobody's gonna help you carry that. So that's my little tip. Boquete was like my favorite city on this entire trip. It was my favorite hotel accommodation. It was Like, that city was just very chill. It was cooler than most of the other cities because of the elevation. It was just, the hotel we stayed at, oh my gosh. Let me tell you guys what's the name of the hotel. Valle Escondido Restaurant? Valle Escondido Resort. And it was literally the best, guys. Literally the best. I'll insert some pictures and videos. But if you do go on this trip, or if you just go to Boquete, stay at this resort because it is beautiful. The staff is amazing. They like threw a party for us. Like, the bar stayed open later for us. And also, if you do go to this hotel, go to the chapel. Like, go to the chapel. Ask the people who work there, tell them to take you to the chapel. And I don't want to say too much so I don't ruin it for you guys, but that was the most mind-boggling thing I've experienced. Like, just go to the chapel and you'll understand. And if you were on this trip with me, then you understand. I'll probably maybe insert like a video, or it'll be on my Boquete Instagram highlight of like the girls' reaction in the chapel, but you won't understand unless you're like in the chapel. So if you go in the chapel. Enough on that. So day 6, I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure we, oh god girl, you spitting. So we went on like a nature walk, which was like a it was a hike. And it was a beautiful hike, but I guess the time that we went, it wasn't really like raining. So obviously you need like rain to create a waterfall. So the waterfall was kind of skinny and kind of sad, but just like going there and just like experiencing the scenery and just experiencing the peacefulness was enough for me. So I really enjoyed that, and it was included, so why not go, you know? And then after that, we came back to the hotel, had time to chill out, relax, take a shower, do all that. And then we had an included dinner at the Boquete Brewing Company. Oh my gosh. It was like a beer tasting and a 3-course meal. And the beer was like so good. I don't know why the beers are always better like internationally, but the beer there was so good. And we had like I had a lot of beer because some of like the travelers weren't they didn't like it or they didn't want it, so I gladly took theirs. You know, we're not gonna waste no beer. That's what we're not gonna do. Alright y'all, so that's it for part 1 of my EF Ultimate Break Costa Rica and Panama adventure review. I do have like plenty of pictures and videos. If I missed something in part 1 and part 2, that is coming later. Please go check out my Instagram. It's gonna pop up on the screen once again somewhere out of nowhere. It's gonna be somewhere, but please go check out my Instagram, and I do have highlights so you can see the specific parts that you're interested in. All right, before you go, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification button so you can be the first to watch part 2 of this video and you don't miss any of my other videos. With that being said, I'll see you guys in part 2. Bye. I'm so excited.